I thought my girlfriend's brother was just protective, then I caught him following me. The reason why, well, let's just say we all didn't see that coming. He said he wasn't following me, said it like it was a fact, like I was the one imagining things, but there was no mistaking what I saw, Miles, standing in the alley behind our building. Shadowed by streetlight, hands in his pockets like he belonged there. Like he always belonged there. I didn't yell, didn't run, I just stepped forward and said, "What's going on?" He didn't blink, just stared at me like he was doing me a favor, like I was lucky he was watching. Then he said, "I'm not following you, I'm following what happened last time." And he walked away, no further explanation, no backward glance. Like that sentence was supposed to be enough, but it wasn't. It landed like a brick in my chest, because what did he mean last time? What happened last time? I asked Claire when she got home, told her I saw her brother again. And for the first time since we started dating. She didn't defend him, she didn't call it a coincidence. Didn't joke, didn't brush it off, she just got quiet, too quiet, like someone had pulled a plug on the inside of her. And I realized Miles wasn't just protective, Claire wasn't just private, they were hiding something, something that had already happened once. Something they were terrified of repeating. I didn't let it go, not after that line. Not after the look in his eyes. I waited until the next morning when Claire was making coffee like nothing was off. I said, "What did he mean, what happened last time?" She stirred her mug too long, didn't look up. "Miles is complicated," she said. "He gets fixated." "On what?" That's when she said the name, soft like it hurt. "Jamie." She said it like I should already know. "Your ex." Claire shook her head. "No, not mine. His." "Wait, Miles is gay." She gave me a strange look. Jamie was my ex, Miles just never really let go. I blinked. "You mean he was protective?" She didn't answer, just kept stirring. "Claire," I said, voice tightening, "what happened to Jamie?" She hesitated. "Then he died, motorcycle accident 5 years ago." That was it, no photos, no stories, no detail, just grief shaped like a period. I used to think it was pain, now I'm not so sure, because whatever happened to Jamie, it didn't just haunt Claire, it rewired Miles, and suddenly I wasn't sure if he was protecting her, or rehearsing something. Something he didn't get to finish the first time. I googled the obituary, Jamie Nolan, 27, motorcycle accident on Route 6, rainy conditions, no foul play suspected, there wasn't much. Just a photo, a few lines of praise, but one line caught my eye, he is survived by his loving girlfriend. The name wasn't Claire, it was Emily, same age, same graduation year, same face almost, not Claire's ex, her twin. Suddenly the silence made sense. The way Claire tensed up every time I asked about her childhood, why she never talked about growing up, why she only called her mom on speaker. Emily wasn't just gone, she was removed. And now Miles wasn't just a brother. He was a man who'd already lost one sister, and wasn't planning to lose another. I asked Claire who Emily was, she froze, not like someone caught, like someone cracked. "Don't do this," she whispered. I wasn't yelling, wasn't accusing, just standing there, holding the name she hadn't said in 2 years. "She was your sister," I said, "your twin." Claire sat down like her knees gave out. And then, for the first time since I met her, she cried, not loud, not theatrical, just this soft, shaking unraveling. "Jamie died on Emily's bike," she said. "They weren't supposed to take it out that night, she gave him the keys. He lost control on the curve." I sat next to her, she didn't look at me, just kept going. "Miles blames himself, said he should have stopped them, said if he'd been there." Her voice broke, but he wasn't, and now, "He doesn't want to lose me too." I touched her arm, "Why would he?" Claire didn't answer, just wiped her face. Stared at the wall like she knew something I didn't, or like she'd already seen how this story ends. I didn't sleep. I kept thinking about her face when she said it. "He doesn't want to lose me too." Like it wasn't a fear, it was a countdown. The next morning I drove to their parents' house, said I was dropping off something Claire forgot. No one answered the door, but it was unlocked. I stepped inside. Quiet, still. Family photos lined the hallway, Claire and Emily, identical smiles. One frame slightly tilted, like someone couldn't bear to straighten it. Upstairs I found Miles's room. I don't know what I was looking for, but I found a folder, thick, labeled my name. Inside, photos, Claire and me at the farmer's market, me walking into my office, me pumping gas. A copy of my license. My LinkedIn profile printed out and annotated, my work schedule. I flipped to the last page, an obituary, Emily's, and under the final line, "He said he would take care of her." Circled in red ink. Like a promise or a reminder, and suddenly I knew. Miles wasn't following me, he was following a pattern. I took the folder straight to Claire, didn't give her time to brace, didn't soften it, just handed it to her. She didn't ask what it was, she didn't even flip through it. She looked at the label, my name, and whispered, "He made one for Jamie too." Then she walked to her desk, opened the bottom drawer, and pulled out another folder, same layout. Different name, JAMIENOLAN typed neatly across the front. Inside, receipts, screenshots, notes in the margins of emails, a timeline of the months before he died, where he went, who he saw. What Miles thought he was doing wrong. And suddenly, this wasn't protection. It wasn't care, it was obsession. And Claire had been living inside it for years. I asked her why she never told me. Why she let me walk around thinking Miles was just overprotective. She didn't look up, because you weren't him. I didn't get it at first, but then she added, "But now he's waiting for you to become him." And that's when it clicked. This wasn't about me, not really. It was about Jamie, about what Miles couldn't stop, couldn't fix, couldn't save, so he built a loop, a script, and cast me in a role I didn't audition for. Claire wasn't just shielding me. She was bracing for the moment Miles decided history was about to repeat itself, and I was the next page in a story that ended in grief. Miles was waiting on the steps when I got home, not pacing, not hiding, just sitting there. Like he belonged, like he always had. He didn't flinch when I walked up, didn't pretend to be surprised. "You saw it," he said. I nodded. He nodded back. Like we were two people in on the same secret. Then he said, "Then you know why I have to keep watching." I stared at him for a long time, long enough to realize he wasn't angry. He was sure. Like the story had already been written. And I was just catching up. "You're not protecting her," I said. "You're trapping her." He blinked just once, but it was the first crack in the script. I told Claire it had to stop, that we couldn't keep pretending this was normal. That love isn't safe when it's built next to surveillance. She didn't argue, she just looked tired, the kind of tired that lives in your bones. "We can leave," I said, "or he can get help, but we're not staying like this." She nodded, quiet. Like the decision had already been made. She packed a bag, called her therapist, blocked his number, and right before we walked out the door, she looked back once, just once, and said, "I'm not watching myself disappear again." We moved 3 weeks later. No big announcement, no forwarding address, just gone. Claire found a place near the water, somewhere quiet, no shadows, no steps behind us. Miles sent one email, just 2 words, "I'm sorry." No punctuation, no explanation. I don't know if it was for watching me, or for watching her too closely for too long, but we never replied. Some silences are survival. Claire still sleeps light, flinches when leaves brush the window, keeps her phone on silent but checks it every morning. I still glance at the street sometimes, just in case. Old habits from a newer life, but we're here, we laugh, we eat late. We're learning how to be loved without being tracked. And when people ask how we met, I say, her brother introduced us. Just not the way most brothers do. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. One love.